Hi guys, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I'm back again with another video, and yeah, I'm back again with the market breakdowns for the week. And also, I know I made a mistake last week. I said there's no major events happening, so what's gonna be happening in the market is gonna be purely technical. And I was lying through my teeth. I don't know what was going on with me. I don't know what calendar I checked, but it was actually NFP week, and it was actually very eventful. There's been events the entire week, and finally there was NFP on Friday. So yeah, I guess the week that I was talking about, where I said it's purely gonna be technical, is this week. So yeah, let's dive into it. You know how I do it, man. Just gonna start on the dollar index, um, and try and break it down for you guys. Start on the daily time frame, right? As you can see, that we've been in this range and we broke back inside. And yeah, my chart has been looking like this for a while now because I'm a intraday trader. So what I focus on is really the current price action, and I'm only interested in what's happening between the dash lines, and the arrows. That's the price action I need to take into account. But overall, as you can see, we are it has been, if we go on the weekly, this is what it looks like. Price actually broke out of the range that it was low-key forming. I don't know if this is even eligible to be called a range, because we have our touch here and then second touch, but then the second touch didn't even make it, uh the second touch didn't even make the lows, didn't even make it to the support of the range. So price eventually broke out, and then it broke out and then came back inside. Right when it came back inside, it created a range right around the resistance of the weekly range. So and so we it's looking like it's more, or skewed to the downside more than the upside, because um the range that was formed around the resistance of the weekly one, the daily range, we had a break to the downside. A new low was created, right? So we are hoping for the pressure to be quite clear if it's gonna be to the upside or the downside, right? So we're gonna go to the 4 hour and actually get what the dollar is trying to tell us. And as we can see, the daily range, this resistance is still holding, but then the support failed to hold to this time, right? So we can clearly see that this high, right, this high, or this lower high in this case, as already labeled, is created the low that broke the previous lows, or the support of the range, right? So these highs are the ones that actually broke the lows of the range, and these lows that we're holding were broken. So now we can officially say we have a lower high and lower low. In terms of market structure, we have a supporting evidence to say we can be, skewed a little bit to the bearish pressure, and we just have to wait and see, because price is back at, it's uh back at the top, not really the top, but it's right above midway, the midway zone, or the middle of the range, of the daily range. Price broke it and gave us a young retest, you know, gave us a young retest, and then came back again, broke to the downside, but reversed back to the upside, gave a retest and went up, but we price has found a young comfortable zone around here. It's been failing to break. I mean, this is a zone that has been holding from June, as a resistance, came back around August the 25th, as you can see, and now the price is at the zone again in September. So We want to see if this zone is gonna hold or price is actually gonna break and actually break the lower high that it has created, because the lower high is already created. As we know, the lower high and lower low is only validated if the lower low is broken, and we can clearly say on the 4 hour, the lower low has been broken. So this wave is valid. This wave, this is the wave I'm talking about. This wave is valid. Lower high, lower low. It's a valid structure. So we're just gonna say we are skewed a little bit to the bearish side, or we are biased to the bearish side, as long as this lower high is holding. And if you look closely, you can actually try and connect your lows and see if you can come up with something that can actually give you a direction, or guide you on what you can do next. As you can see, we had if we connect our lows here, we have a clean trend line where we have first touch, second touch, and don't mind me, guys. Don't mind the voice. I'm a bit sick. My nose is blocked, and I don't know what flu comes during this time of the year, because it's hot outside. It's springtime where I'm at, and I am out here bleeding through the nose, and just like my nose is blocked and stuff like that. But it's okay. We keep working. I also have a headache, terrible headache, but we keep working. So boom, we have this trend line, right, which got broken. This is the 4 hour chart, as you can see. So we have this trend line which got broken. Let me do this so that we can, I'm a visual person, so let me see. So now we are focusing on, there's a lot of ranges. We had the weekly one, we have a daily one that was broken, but I pride myself in making my chart look easy to read. So right now, if you're gonna focus on the price action, is between the gray areas. It's our resistance that we hope it holds, and then we also have our support right here, which we got our double bottom from, a clean one, by the way. So this is what we have going on. Hopefully this zone holds. So on the 4 hour, we have this first touch, second touch, third touch, broke out, retested, and then started dropping. But then the drop, as you can imagine, it's not what you expected. You probably would have expected price to drop for real, right? Because it's a clean break and retest of a trend line that has been respected for the longest. So it's only right? But that's not what happened. Price actually came to this level, I guess, to fill up the gap or this demand zone, whatever you call it. But then it quite respected this level and started going to the upside again, right? So what we have now is this, and all we have to do is wait and see, I guess, because we can't say price is going. For us to say price is officially going to the upside and it's bullish, it will have to break the lower high area, or the lower high price, which is quite above the current market price right now, and it's quite above the zone or resistance that has been holding. So we might also want to add another corrective pattern that you might actually identify here. So this price broke out of the trend line that has been holding, right? And then now it's actually looking like we could be having a pattern for the retest. This retest, because if you think about it, this trend line has been holding for way too long for the retest to be this little. This was just to fool or lure in all the sellers that have been waiting, or sellers who were waiting for the break and retest. So this obviously looks too good to be true, and that's why it was short-lived. So the real retest is probably going to be a pattern that could be potentially be forming if I'm not reaching, right? So yeah, for me to comfortably say, okay, price on the DXY is actually bearish, I'm gonna need this price or this, let me make it solid. I'm gonna need this line to be broken to the downside, and I will actually be comfortable saying we're actually breaking to the downside. The DXY is bullish since the new low was made. This will potentially be our lower high, and then this will be our lower low. But then that wave is only gonna be validated if this low gets broken, which is gonna take months, I guess. Oh yeah, months, because breaking this low would mean price is gonna have to come make a new low around what area, we don't even know, right? We don't even know around what area, but I have my faith in this one right here. Only when price breaks, or only if price breaks these lows, we can say, okay, this is our lower high, this is our lower low. But for now, let's just watch. Let's just watch and wait, or wait and watch, whatever. So you know how I usually do it. I'm gonna analyze the dollar for you, and then from the dollar, right? From the dollar, I'll just try and analyze a pair for you that can actually make sense out of the analysis we have. So usually it's the gold, usually it's the gold, or the GBP USD, but I'll go with the gold for now. I'm not gonna lie to you, because gold is easy to analyze, right? So this is what we have. Let me start on the weekly. I don't want this to be a long video, man. And also, thank you, shout out to you guys for tapping in with my content. I really appreciate it. I see with the previous video that I dropped, you guys actually went crazy. We're on 100 and something views right now. This is, even though that sounds like nothing, small numbers, but then to me, like, that's monumental. I mean, we're still a small channel, but we still, we're still pushing, and small wins like that, to say, okay, shit, over 100 views, they mean a lot to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching my content. Hopefully you gain some value out of it, and hopefully you share it with your peers, or people that that can actually use the information that I provide. So yeah, this is how the weekly is looking. Obviously, we've been having this resistance. Even though the price is not consistently touching the exact price, but we get the gist, right? You get the gist. The highs keep getting lower and lower. As you can see, the only touch that was made was here. This one barely touched, and then this one also barely touched, and it even failed to break this high right here. But yeah, price is really playing around, price is playing around this resistance and this support right here. As you can see, we had our first touch, second touch, on the support, and then we had a fake out, which even gave us a double bottom, which looks very, very good. And then price broke back inside the range and started going up, right? So that's what we have on the weekly. When we double down to our daily, we have the same structure. Let me do this. Just to have everything everywhere, right? We have this, right? So now, because now the lows that were created on the daily, these lows that were holding previously, that made the previous high, right? The second touch, were broken, right? And with that being said, I would say, even though it barely broke, and even though you can see that, okay, this was clearly a manipulation, you can see that not only new lows were made, but then new high prices also failing to make new highs, right? It's failing to make new highs. So we can't really say the bulls have that much power over the bears, even though the new low was created on the daily. So obviously we broke out of the trend. We broke out of this, right? So that's old news. I feel like we don't even have to have the line on the charts because we clearly broke the trend line to the downside. So what we can focus on is let me come through with the zones, you know, just so it can be quick. Um, let's just focus on the current market price. Let me make it a dashed line, just so we can see. So this is the touch on the same zone, right? Because I'm someone who's gonna look at the left hand side of price, and so far we can see that this price played a huge role in the past, right? Let me actually make it solid. It's a good price level. Yeah, it's a mid or it's a range inside of a range, or it's that one zone that spreads the range into two parts. You know, we also have another one here, even though it's further from the current market price, but it's good to have it. You know, so this is how gold is looking, and what we can say right now is that uh, it's it's playing around. Gold is playing around. You know, it's playing around two zones. Um, it's only right we respect this zone as well, right? Right. So we have gold playing around. Obviously, broke out of the uptrend, and now it's low key having a range. You know, the range is between the two gray areas. Even though the support is a bit shaky, I will make it darker. Even though the support is a bit shaky, but then we are sure of the resistance. Price came here twice. We have our first touch here. We have our second touch here. You know, we had our support. Now support we got our another touch, right? And we don't know if price is actually gonna make it to the top of the range, right? Because there's also another zone, a mini zone here that price actually respects, right? If you want to stretch it, you can. It was a support. Price came here, right, as a support, and then actually made highs, right? And then price came back here, and then it respected this level as a support, broke to the downside, right? And then made this range now, the gray area, and then just to come make a touch, right? And if you pay close attention, you will see that this is also not just like a random touch. This is a line that has been holding also, like from here, which was in February last year, you know, as a support, came back, price broke to the downside, came back to retest. Uh, I mean, price broke here, but then it broke again to the downside, came for a retest just to show that respect. And then again here, it broke to the upside, came back for a retest before it went up. So this zone or this line and this one, the low-key playing the same role, right? So now we're trying to see if price is gonna go to the resistance of the range, the gray range or the gray zone, and actually make a touch before it actually drops, or it's actually retesting or only retesting this zone now or this price level, you know, a young retest before it actually drops to the downside. You want to see if that's what price is trying to do. And according to the dollar analysis that we just did, it wouldn't make sense for price. Well, we are in no place to say what we want the market to do or what not, right? But then if we're hoping for price to be bearish on the dollar, we're actually expecting the gold to be quite bullish, right? It's only right. I mean, okay, fast forward to the 4 hour, and we can clearly see that this is a significant zone, You know, we can clearly see that this is a significant zone. It held a support, broke, came back, retested, and everything. And we are actually looking very bullish, right? Let's connect the lows and see what we have going on. Let's connect the lows and see what we have going on. This is what we have going on. Let's make it the dotted line. So this is not only a touch. Let's see. We have 2 touches on the trend line already, right? And I can say we are hoping for the 3rd touch before price actually goes to the upside. You know, our analysis actually corresponds with the DXY. If the DXY plays out the way we hope it does, we're gonna actually get a 3rd touch here, and then we go to the upside. You know, and be bullish. Hopefully, the target will be the resistance of this range, right? But then if price decides to break, because you also have people, not people, but you always have to look at all sides of the coin. You know what other traders are seeing. There might be people trading this pattern, so there's a lot of liquidity that's going to be around this area. We're going to have your buyers who are waiting for the 3rd touch, right? We're going to have your sellers who are going to be trading the breakout retest, hoping that okay, price is going to respect this pattern and eventually start dropping, because this pattern is a bearish pattern, if you want to be honest, right? It looks familiar, right? So we're going to have people trading this pattern, and then we're going to have buyers who are waiting by the line. So there's going to be a lot of manipulation right here. All I can say is just watch closely, wait and watch what happens before you conclude. Before you conclude, because we have higher highs, higher low, higher high. This could be a potential. This zone could be a potential higher, higher low zone, where price comes and plays around before it actually goes to the upside, right? Because let's say price doesn't even wanna come for the main resistance of the range. We have a supply zone around this area, so that might be the target for now, right? So yeah, this is what I have for you guys. Hopefully this helped, because I know last week I didn't drop any market breakdown, but then hopefully this helps, because I'm a bit more biased to the buy side. I'll hope for like the manipulation to take place here, and a push to the upside. That's what would make sense in our scenario, right? I feel like that's what would make sense in our scenario, and then yeah, we'll have our dollar be bearish, and have our gold be bearish, because it's the opposites, the total opposite of each other. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I was gonna analyze GBP USD for you, but I don't want this video to be too long, right? Let me see if I can break the record and just give you a quick analysis and get the gist real quick, real quick. It's just a matter of looking to the left hand side and checking for zones that have been respected previously. I'll just start with this one. It was resistance broke, and then price broke back in, but then you can see that the whole gist is a retest of the zone before it went up. And then now, what did price do? We have this happening as well on our far left, and I believe that it's also an important zone. I know I'm only starting on the 4 hour, but then this is a quick one, right? This is a quick one. This is supposed to be a quick one. What else do we have? Let's connect the lows and see. Let's connect the lows and see. Okay, price broke out just like the gold. Price actually broke out of the trend line. So, and let's see if we can connect the highs. remove this because it was a long ago breakout. This when we connect the highs right now, this is what we end up with. This is what we end up with, right? And just like what happened here, I'm hoping that price is just playing around the line area, you know, just to get liquidity to push to the upside. You know, right now it might sound like I'm a bit biased because I'm hoping for the dollar to drop. But if you look closely, this on the left hand side was a resistance, and then this one was also a resistance, got broken, retested, but then the retest was also messy, as you can see, messy as retest. And then now we also okay, we had our retest here, price made new highs, and then now we are back at this area, right? So if we zoom in, we can see that, okay, we have two touches on this support, and we also have two touches on the resistance, right? And this was meant to be the third touch, but then it didn't even make it. It didn't even make it to the support zone. So I don't know what the price is trying to do, honestly. But as you can see, it made a higher low. You know, that's a good sign. It made a higher low, and we also have an interesting zone right here, right, where this was a support, and then it got broken, a retest, and then price was just playing around the two zones or the two areas. Let me do it like this, right? And then it broke out, retested, went to the upside, you know. But then now the new low didn't even go lower. It's higher than the previous one, you know. It's higher than the double bottom, because as you can see, it's one touch and then second touch, the price going up, and then this one is the third one, you know. So now we're gonna have to see what this one is trying to do. It broke outside of the, you know, the resistance of the last previous lows, or yeah, because it started I think as a range a little bit. As you can see, first touch, second touch, they both made the lows, and then the third one actually broke out. So price breaking out here is a good sign to say, okay, the bulls are actually in. And yeah, man, let's just see what happens. But then there's no clear pattern as the gold, but let's just see what happened. You know, gold, there's a clear entry, you know, there's a clear entry guide to say, okay, shit, this is like the dead touch. So let's just wait for the noise to, you know, to go down before we actually enter our buys. You know, we've had this situation before. If you go check out my previous videos, it's even on the shorts. There's a short video, a short clip where I actually predicted something like that, to say, okay, there's going to be a lot of liquidity or manipulation right here, but just wait until that is done before you enter. And it actually happened like that. So I feel like this is one of those. So yeah, before I waste any more of your time or taking too long, I appreciate you for getting to this part of the video. Thank you very much for watching my content. I try by all means to bring you guys the best, you know, analysis, and actually be honest, because I actually do not look at the markets the previous days. I know I came with the DXY analysis already, and that's just that, you know. I just analyzed the DXY, and I was like, okay, let me also keep it simple and keep it basic, so that it's easy for me to break down to you guys, and then we take it from there, you know. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, and yeah, please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Please like and do all that good stuff. Share to your peers if you feel like this would be a valuable channel to them. And yeah, let's just grow together. Make sure that you follow your rules, guys. And yeah, be patient. Thank you.